What is up, everyone? My name is Sholtan, and today I'm gonna do an update on the build that I posted a few days ago. You know, the insane gun lance build. I was pointing out that I wasn't using like the most optimal skills, which was to be expected. That build was more about having cramming as many skills as possible. But that being said, I kind of realized playing more of it that a lot of the skills could be played without and weren't really the most important thing in the world to have. And also, like, I wasn't playing the best way, right? Like, I was doing the poke shell reload type deal, when really I needed some capacity boost to have 3 bullets in my, well, 3 shells, and then be able to do a shell poke shell type of combo, which is a lot more efficient. And that way, since you're doing mostly shell damage, you don't have to build for melee damage. So you don't need attack boost, you don't need um, crit boost, you don't need weakness exploit, you don't need any of that, because you're not going to be aiming at any weak parts per se. You're just gonna use the shelling, right, which only needs artillery. So I'm gonna go real quick over the armor and the skills, and then show off the build. So here we go. We still have the Kjar Buster Bomber, which I actually augmented with health regen. Um, we have now, instead of the Xenojiva helmet, we now have the Empress Crown Beta with a Mind's Eye and a Shield Jewel. We still have the Basal Mail and the Uragon Vambraces, with 2 Vitalities and a Jumping Jewel. We changed the coil for the eye metal coil because unfortunately I don't have a magazine um, decoration. So as soon as I get that, I'll switch that part. But for now, that's the only way I can get that skill that is actually viable, with a medicine jewel. And then we have the Zora Spurs for blast attack, 1 critical eye, which isn't important, and 2 medicine jewels. Um, so I went with health regen on this one because I felt like it works really well. So we end up with recovery up 3, blast attack 3, artillery 3, evade extender 3, guard 3, health boost 2, critical eye 1, which is important, as I said, capacity boost, mind's eye ballistic, guard up and critical status. Now, mind's eye ballistics isn't the most important skills. Like, depending on the monster I'm fighting, I usually sometimes switch it up for a third health boost, just to be at full health. But like I said, I am very comfortable playing at 130 or 180 after heating and using mega nutrients. But Mind's Eye Ballistic is really useful when you're fighting something like Behemoth or Kushala. Sometimes they'll have parts that are too hard for the blade, because like I said, I'm going for the poke shell, and sometimes you just don't want the poke to bounce, like saying fighting a Neurogon, right? When you try to stab him in the face with the poke, you usually bounce. So I like having Mind's Eye so that I don't bounce and I can keep my combo going. So that's why I'm using this skill. So as you can see, it's a lot more focused. You get good health regen. You get guard 3 and guard up, which was pointed out in my comments that were very important. And playing more of the wide gun lance style, I can see why, because you're gonna guard a lot more, right? Like using melee gun lancing. Like, let's go for a quick show of some builds, right? Like when you're doing melee gun lancing, right? Like usually go for like the glutton, and then building like a 4-piece dragon set. Like you don't have any place for guard up or guard, and really you don't really have time because the the melee combos are just very long animations and very slow, so you don't really have time to guard. Like, if you get hit, you get hit, and you just have to commit. Same thing with this build here, right? Like, this build here I use for melee gun lancing also. This one I like because it's got, it's really easy to play around. Like, usually if I don't want full attack, sometimes I go for recovery up, and then it's like you get recovery up, you have the health regen augment on it, and then you have 3-piece Nergigante for haste and recovery. So this build is pretty much my invincible build for melee gun lancing. You get 3 stun resistance and all that. Like, that's a really good build, but it's an old build, right? Like, I've been using it a lot. I think I've played most of the end game with this build ever since Kulve came out. But I kind of wanted to change my playstyle, which is why I went with, you know, the wide gun lance. And I was just never really lucky with getting a good wide gun lance when Kulve came out, and I kind of fell out of it and just stopped trying. But then when she came back, I got, like I said, extremely lucky, and I got a really good one shot. I'm not sure if critical status is really gonna proc that much, since, you know, you need to crit for it to proc, and we're not really trying to crit since we're using shelling. But if it does proc, like, it's just a bonus. It's just when I look at it, again, just gonna show off, like, I have the Kjar Buster Bomber, and I also got recently the Taroth Buster Water, which is also a level 4 wide gun lance. But you can have it elementless, which again doesn't really matter if you're gonna use mostly shelling. So I was trying to compare the two, and like, they do the same damage for their shelling, right? So I preferred the, like, I mean, if you think the other one would be better, do tell me in the comments. But for now, like, the way I saw it is you either have one that doesn't have an element, or one that has blast. They both do the same damage, but this one will proc blast every now and then. So even if you're not fighting something that is particularly weak to blast, you still got a chance that it will proc at one point. So to me, it was like a little bonus damage, and I might as well go with that. If you disagree, feel free to tell me so in the comments. I really appreciate all the feedback, like, you know, people telling me to put on guard up and guard 3. That was really useful. That helped me to focus a little more to build, which is what I was looking for. Like I said in the video, like, I'm used to melee gun lancing, I'm not used to wide, so I feel like I can play this a lot more efficiently. We're actually gonna go ahead and do the double gun. I kind of feel like I'm actually farming for armor spheres, and I think I have some bounties that will help with this. We'll start at camp 1. And what's fun also for this build is you don't need to eat for attack up L, you don't need to eat for any of that crap. So, you know, if you want elemental resistance, you can. If you want higher defense, you can. So I really feel like it opens up a lot more opportunities to be a lot more defensive, which is, like, I can't wait to retry the Tempered Elders, Arc Tempered Elders, actually, with this build. Like, as soon as one releases, we'll go with defense up L, because they do fire every now and then, but it's fairly easy to avoid, so I'd rather just not get hit as hard from the physical attacks. But yeah, fighting Arc-Tempered monsters is probably going to be very interesting with this build, especially now that it's augmented, you know, with the health regen and all that. Like, I tried fighting a Lunastra with my girlfriend earlier, and it went really well. I was actually able to tank through her Rare ultimate. I don't know why I'm going there. I don't need to go there. I already ate. We're gonna not use the mantles. That way it kind of forces me to block and, you know, use that guard. But we are gonna use flash pods every now and then. Like now. So let's go for the shell, shell, poke, shell. Getting closer. So you can see I'm a lot more used. Oh. He's probably gonna roll or something. Oh, I messed up my quick reload there. Oh. I kind of hate it. Like sometimes I still mess it up. Like here. But it's just getting used to it, right? The Fade Extender is really useful though. Let's go for the steak. But the health regen also makes a big ass difference. Like I don't need to heal all that much. Looks like we got the second Uragan here. Oh my god. Okay, that's too much. Too much screaming. You need to leave. Okay, we got a mount. That's nice. Marcel just healed me too. That's also very nice. That other Uragan is just not leaving. I was not paying attention to my stamina right there. That hurt a lot. Come on, come on. That's disappointing. Let's just go for... Oh. For a moment, I thought I had to jump out of there. Also, you might notice that my voice is going to be a little clearer now in my videos because I just got a new headset, which came from my mother-in-law. So I'm extremely grateful for that. She doesn't know I make videos for fun on YouTube. She just knows that I'm a big gamer, me and my girlfriend, and so she bought us each a brand new headset. The sound on it is really fucking great. I did not notice that. Just stop screaming. Let's go for the steak. Oh, you bitch. Yes, thank you very much. Damn tremors. Ugh. Where did he go? Oh. Like, come on. I don't know why I keep messing it up. Like, every time I do it, after I dodge or something, I always seem to go into the reload. And now it's just being really freaking annoying. Oh, that was not the one dying. What was the other one? Fuck, they switched. Alright, well, you need to die. Like, right now. Should have went for damage on that. Alright. Like, just stop rolling. Oh my god. Yes, yes. Fight me. There you go. One down. Please just let me carve. Thank you, Marcel. I just realized I didn't even use my mega nutrients. Honey. Might as well. Honey's always useful. Wow. Really? What the fuck? Where'd he go? Fucking son of a bitch. That's the first time this ever happened to me. Am I gonna need a cool drink? Apparently so. Let's go for it. Wow. Oh, fuck you. Again, I don't know why it does that. I'm not even... He's already limping. Like, you get some of these monsters that's so fast. And without much effort, really. Well, I used up all my stamina. Amazing. Oh, I didn't have enough stamina. Again, I don't know why this is super annoying. I don't understand why it's doing that. Oh, I gotta gas it on. There we go. Yay! So here you go. The improved, per se, version of the build. So again, a lot more focused. You're really just using your shelling for damage, which gives you the chance to have more defensive skills on. Like I said, Mind's Eye you can always switch out, but when you're fighting something like Uragon, which has a particularly hard face, or if you're fighting Kushala is wings, make you bounce. Behemoth, its belly. Like, it's just annoying to have to deal with it, so I just don't. So there you go. It's not record time, but it still shows that you can do it efficient. So yeah, so this is the new edited version of the build. Um, I'm gonna show off more builds with other weapons also. Like I have a new hammer build that I want to show off, and I have, you know, I might show off, you know, my old build because it's like fully augmented and all that. Like I might show that off because I still really like melee gun lancing, but I just felt like doing something new. Um, so I want to wish you guys happy holidays, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay, so I was gonna end the video there, but then I had this awesome multiplayer hunt with Narissa. Unfortunately, I'm not recording the audio live because I was just playing casually. So we were doing a tempered Baroth and tempered Diablo. And I just felt like I was playing a lot more efficiently in this hunt than I did in the other one. And kind of wanted to show it off. So right now, Narissa's currently changing her set while she's eating and then going for the set. I think I had a dumb moment here okay, no. I thought because I remember doing a hunt and going for attack up L on one and then realizing I don't need that. But that wasn't the case. So she went to switch her build. Instead of playing bow like she always does, she's been practicing switch axe, and she's using the Luna Nergi switch axe, which is also blast, so that works really well with me. So we know more blast build up, and then both our cats have the Luna weapons too. So just, you know, full blast team right there. So we have the Baroth, and the Baroth is fairly easy to deal with. I actually love using shelling on Baroth because you can ignore his mud armor, which can be really annoying. So there he is. But as you can see on this hunt, I didn't have Mind's Eye, which I talked about earlier in the video, and so I kept bouncing for the pokes at first, right? Like as soon as you break up the mud, it's not as annoying. And he's already running away too. But yeah, I might trying to record our multiplayer hunts more often. Problem is we literally play right next to each other. Like we have our two TVs lined up next to each other, and we just play together, right? And you know, I tried in the past, and it's just like our headsets would just pick up each other's sound, so everything would be doubled up. I don't know if the new headsets would be better for that, or if we need to be in another room, which I kind of feel like breaks the purpose of playing with your girlfriend, right? also, if I remember correctly, like the damage output on this run was really nice, especially when Diablo comes up. Like Barroth is fairly easy to deal with because when he's like doing his, when he's shaking off his mud, he's really open. Like he's one of those monsters that's really forgiving in his animations, right? He's easy. He gives big openings. And here you go. So now we're going against the Diablo, and Diablo I'm actually going to use the Rocksteady Mantle because his screaming is so annoying, especially at first. Like sometimes I'll go for it twice in a row or even 3 times. Just trying to flash him to start it. And again, I still have this issue. I noticed this in this hunt. I also do the mistake of sometimes I'll go for a dodge, and then when I go for shelling, it actually goes into the full reload. So if anyone knows how to play off this issue, that'd be great, because I feel like this is hurting my opportunities to do damage, right? But this is just insane. Like with Rocksteady Mantle, it just gets insane. Like you just don't stop. Especially when he starts focusing you. Going through my sharpness extremely fast though. And Marcel goes for the heal as I'm using my potion, of course. I kind of prefer playing this. Like, the more I've played in multiplayer, I really like playing multiplayer with this set because the monsters don't focus you as much, and so you get more opportunities for damage. And I didn't notice at this moment, like I just realized like, oh, I'm already in yellow. Which means my shelling damage is down, so I need to sharpen as soon as I can. I remember in this moment I was kind of mad because he's just not focusing me at all. And then we just go for good old sleep bombing, which also is a nice bonus, you know, using wide shelling level 4 with level 3 artillery. You pretty much get the strongest wyvern fire out of this. So it just makes it better to sleep bomb. I'm actually considering, once I have a magazine jewel, going for bombardier for another skill. Once I remove high metal coil, and here you go, he's dead. But I don't know. Once I have a magazine jewel, it's just gonna open a lot of possibilities with coils, right? Like I could have Luna's coil that has tool specialist. I could have well, right now I can't think of anything because I don't have the sets in my face, but it just opens up a lot more options than having the high middle core, which, yes, it has capacity boost, but it only has a level 1 slot, whereas you look, for example, Luna, you have level 2 tool specialist and 2, I think it's either 2 level 2 slots or a level 3 and a level 2, but I think it's 2 level 2s. So really looking forward to having that decoration drop one of those days. I actually had it in the past, but I didn't really use it because I was using melee gun lancing, and I went to Elder Melder and melded it by accident. I didn't realize until I made these builds, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna use my magazine jewel, and then realized it wasn't there anymore. So yeah, hopefully it'll drop again, but I'm not expecting it too soon, so I'm probably going to be stuck with iron metal coil for a while. So here you go, damage dealer with 12,000 damage, which is, you know, this hunt was done in about 12 minutes, so it's like 1,000 damage a minute. But when you start thinking about it, it's even more than that because you have travel time in between the monsters when they move and all that. So I don't know, I was really impressed, and I felt like I did a lot better in this hunt than my single player hunt, and so I felt like it was more appropriate.